There is one sentence that I'm sure you have said in the past couple of weeks that is going to hold you back from growing your business. This sentence makes sense when you say it, and we all say it from time to time. But the thing is that's so insidious that it can seep into your workflows and you don't even realize how it's holding you back. In this video, we're going to talk about what this sentence is and then how you can leverage technology, especially AI, to make this sentence an asset rather than a liability. So if you are someone who struggles with operations, developing SOPs, getting your team to do the same thing every single time without needing your input, then this video is for you. So sit back, grab your favorite drink, and let's have a discussion. So I'm sure that you have felt this problem in the past, that you have knowledge, you're an expert in your field, you want to expand, you want to take things off your plate. So maybe you hire a teammate, you offsource things to an agency, you hire a freelancer, and then instead of having to do the work, now you're just babysitting them and telling them what they need to do. They never seem to quite get it right. So you read in a book like The E-Myth Revisited that you need to document everything. You need to have your SOPs, your standard operating procedures. So that way you can offload your knowledge to others and then you can step away from your business, not work in your business, but work on your business. And let's face it, writing SOPs, creating the documentation, training others on it is extremely tedious and boring work. If you started this process before, you probably rushed through it. If you did a really detailed account of it, I'm sure because you are someone who is an expert in your field and constantly learning and growing, that those things change, but you haven't gone and actually updated the SOP. So now everything is running off of outdated knowledge. So you fall into the trap of thinking to yourself, it would be just faster if I did it myself. And that is the number one sentence I'm sure you're saying to yourself at least a couple times a week that's going to hold you back in the long run. And that is where SOPs and documentation came to try to alleviate that pain so you could free yourself from working in the business. But we all know it's never that easy. And so we know that writing SOPs and documentation is a solution to this problem. But the challenge is if you can't lay it out cleanly on a document, then someone else is never going to be able to follow it. You may also have processes that aren't that clear, or things change, or you may have different areas where this SOP lives. Maybe it's on a Google Drive somewhere, a Notion document somewhere else. Maybe you're keeping up to date on one, but not the other. And then where you find information becomes fractured and really hard for someone who's in the moment and needs to know how to do the thing. They may not know where to find it, and then they wing it. And then the questions come back to you, or something goes off process, and then it routes back to you as an issue. And then you're right back in the middle of your business doing the work. Now, AI is something that can help with SOPs. It's made it a lot more streamlined. You can make a Loom video, and then that Loom video translates it into an SOP that you can then speed up this process. So it removes that feeling of, oh gosh, I got to sit down and write out all of my operational procedures and step by step. And, you just, after a while, feel fatigued and you just want to rush through it and get it done and check it off your list. Well, AI does help with that, but it's not really the best solution. And I'm going to explain this in a story that I experienced developing workflows for a client. I developed a workflow that really band-aided a bunch of different platforms together. And it wasn't the most elegant solution, but it was a solution that this client needed. And the only way for me to hand this off is to create really detailed SOPs to their team, because their team needed to understand the mechanics of the game of mousetrap that I built. So that way they could ensure that they were dropping the marble at the right place in the process to make all of the automations run smoothly. However, what I learned quickly was even though AI helped me create really great documentation around what I did in a way that they could understand, not technical, step-by-step, troubleshooting errors, all of it, they didn't read it. They didn't watch it. Maybe someone on their team did read and watch it, but then the rest of their team didn't. So what happened? Things kept breaking. Questions kept going back up to leadership about why the client didn't get what they purchased, or why they didn't get this particular email, or whatever it may be. All the problems that they were trying to fix kept happening because no one read the SOPs. So as great as AI made those SOPs, it didn't do any good when it came to humans actually following them and operating from them. So you might be thinking, okay, well, if AI is not the solution, you promised me that you're going to talk about how the statement of I should just do this because it's going to be much faster would actually be an asset rather than a liability. Well, I'm going to get into that here in just a second, so just bear with me a little bit longer. I want to unpack this a little bit and reveal the hidden costs. The first hidden cost is that your business is going to stay at the same speed forever. Think of your business like a car and you're driving it. And because you're doing everything, you're going to stay at the same speed because you only have so much time and energy within the day. If everything's being routed through you and you feel like you have to take action on every decision because that's the way it's going to get done right, then your business will never grow. It's always going to stall. You're going to be stressed out. You're never going to feel like you have time to be able to walk away from your business. Again, you're going to feel like you're always working in your business and not on your business. And you're going to sacrifice things that actually matter in your life, like spending time with your family, your friends, doing hobbies. It's all going to be around keeping things moving within your business, juggling all the balls, spinning all the plates. That's going to always rely on you, and you're never going to be able to move faster. You're also never going to be able to sit down. So you're going to be stuck and you're going to end up being stressed out. And we don't want that. And this video is going to show you how you can avoid that. But before we talk about that, we're going to go to the second cost that staying the bottleneck is costing you. And that really is that even though you doing it fast helps you today, in the long run, it's actually one of the biggest costs and hurdles to your business. Because all that knowledge that stays in your head, or all the half SOPs that are out there, or the outdated ones, or SOPs that are updated but are in the wrong spot, well, that's just going to compound, and people are going to continue to build their own processes as they are doing their work. They're going to start to find ways to make their work more efficient, or what they think is more efficient, and they're going to build habits around that. And then when you start to try to clean everything up, it's going to become so much more difficult, because not only do you have to diagnose what everybody's doing and then fixing it, you have to then train people back on the new way of operating. And training people in change management is always the hardest thing when it comes to any business process. It's so much easier to write a document, to write a workflow, and then test it and see that it works. Much more difficult to train someone to do that process. We all know people are messy. We all come with our own baggage, our own preferences, our own ways of wanting to do things. Depending on how large your organization is, you're going to have the silo effect where one part of the organization may have their own way of doing things, their own tools, their own language, and another department has their own tools, their own language, their own ways of doing things. They're measuring on different goals, so things just become separated that way. There's no source of truth where everybody is working unified and together. Huge problem, especially in larger organizations. And we want to make sure that as you're growing, you're avoiding these, because it's going to be a lot easier to address the issue now than it will be as you grow and things become more messy. So staying a bottleneck in your business, or not updating your SOPs, or having something that is living and breathing and changing as your business changes, is going to eat up your time. It's going to cost you more money in the long run. You're probably going to overstaff or overtool up in ways that just aren't needed. It's going to create more complexity, and then also create more challenges later when you want to fix things or tidy things up. You're going to be overly dependent and reliant on others, and you're just not going to own your systems. It's really going to be a rental situation to where you feel like you have to either be in the business making the decisions, or you're handing off these problems or procedures to someone else who may do it less than. And then you're always wondering, is your business giving the same level of service, or is the quality of your product the same as when you started? And you'll always be wondering where the drift is happening, because you'll start to feel a loss of control within your business. Now, previously, you didn't have a choice. You either just continue to do things from your own memory, you're the bottleneck, and you're just going to live with that. Or you decide that you're going to take a bad afternoon and write out all the SOPs, get all the documentation together, and then try to become more of a manager of your business and train others to follow those SOPs. And you just traded one headache for another. But there is now another way because of AI, not just to have AI make your SOPs, but to have AI actually create the systems and the files and know how your business runs and to be proactive in ensuring that all documentation is up to date, that it's living in one central area where someone who needs it knows where to find it. And if there's any changes, it changes. If there's anything that's just not quite working, it will fix it. If there's a process that just doesn't make any sense and no one's finding value in it, it eliminates it. And the way that you get AI to do that is that you need to move your workflow outside of the browser version of whatever LLM you choose, Claude, Gemini, OpenAI, whatever it may be, onto your computer. You want to set up a filing system that AI can read and also organize and suggest and create memory around. So that way you're not constantly showing up at a blank slate and everything that you need is in one area that you can share with others. And then as you're iterating with your business and figuring out better ways to do things, or a process changes, or a new hire comes on, all that documentation is already in your file system and you know that you can trust it, that it's up to date, that you didn't need to actually go in and make those changes, that AI is making those changes and working with you to ensure that you always have a current state of your business. It's going to relieve so much cognitive load from you, and you'll be able to start to see how you're able to take your, well, it's just faster if I do it mentality and put that into the AI and take things off your plate that creates real value for yourself and for the people that you serve within your business, whether that's your customers or your employees. And what it does is creates those operating layers, those SOPs, the things that the business books like eMyth Revisited talk about, but does it in a way that makes sense for you as a business owner. Because now you don't have to sit down and write out every single SOP or create SOPs and put them into a Google Drive where no one's actually going to take a look at them and AI doesn't have access to it to be able to make changes on the fly. You want to stay proactive and not reactive within your business. And this is a great way to do it while removing yourself from the internal operations of your business. If someone else comes into your business, you could share with them this file system and they could put it on their computer, and whatever LLM or chatbot they use, they can use it in your file system because it's totally LLM agnostic. It doesn't have to be a Claude code. It doesn't have to be a Codex or Gemini. It doesn't have to be any of those. It can be just whatever LLM they use. And the beauty of it is the files stay on your computer. You can go into the files and you can self-edit them. You can take a look at them. You can transfer them. You can delete them. You can do whatever you want with them because they're on your computer. The AI is not the trick here. It's not going into the chatbot. It's leveraging AI to go into your environment and do what it does best, but then produce things for you that you own. You're going to continue to use AI to run and operate because why wouldn't you? But it's not the point. So let's just back up a little bit and land this plane. If you're saying to yourself, I might as well just do it, it's going to be faster, it's going to be better, then you're absolutely right. You will do it faster, you will do it better, but it's going to keep you the bottleneck in your business. Your business is going to have a hard time growing. It's going to stay at the same speed. You're not going to be able to increase your output, and you're also probably not going to be able to decrease your output because everything relies on you. If you leverage AI to build out a file system on your local computer, you'll be able to start generating these SOPs and ways to do the work, but in a repeatable and updatable fashion. So when things change, it changes. If you need to have someone understand a process, you can just give them the file system and they can take a look at it and it'll live on their computer. They won't need to go searching in different areas for what the truth is. And this is going to free you up over the long term. In the beginning, it may seem like small little steps towards freedom. But over time, as this filing system and the AI that you use to work within it starts to know your business, starts to understand how you speak or write emails, or your processes, it will start to suggest ways to make things better in your business. It will be able to go into your inbox and draft replies that sound like you. It will be able to think of better ways to do things and show you how you could do it, but using the AI to build it. And it's absolutely amazing. So over time, it just becomes more ingrained into your business and becomes your business brain, your operating layer that everyone else can work off of. Now, if this sounds too sci-fi for you, too complex, and you have no idea where you would even start with this, then I have a resource for you to go check out. It's a free AI engine overview. It's how I build my own business and how I work with my clients, whether there's someone who hires me to build a solution for them or someone who wants to have their own operating system within their own business. This is the system that I use. And you can go into the show notes below and go check it out. It is free. It'll explain this entire thing to you from the concept and idea to even showing you what the filing system looks like and why those files exist in the first place and how you could realistically build this today just by going and reading that document. So go check that out because it's going to absolutely open your eyes to the opportunity in front of you and how you can turn the thought of, well, I should just do it myself. It'll be so much faster into that asset instead of it being a liability like it is today. So go check that out. It's absolutely free and it's going to change the way that you think about your business. So it's okay to be the expert in your business and we want to keep you the expert in your business. Your expertise is what brings people to you and why they want to do business with you. So AI is not the thing that's going to replace it. It's going to be the thing that amplifies it. It's going to be the way that you're going to be able to step away from your business and work more on your business than in your business. It's going to be how you communicate clearly and effectively to your teammates and make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing with confidence and bringing less issues and problems back to you. And this is something that you can set up today. AI is capable of doing it today, and you don't need to be a developer. You don't need to have a computer science degree, and it puts you into the owner's seat rather than someone who's just renting out tools or getting outputs from something that you just don't feel like fully understands the context of what you do. So again, go download that AI engine overview and then get to building. Let me know in the comments your biggest takeaway, and especially if you read that document, what you're going to do today to ensure that all of the operations, the processes, the things that are living in your head and that you're doing yourself are no longer going to stay that way, but you're going to be able to scale and take yourself out of your business and get your time back, get some freedom back, go do something that you enjoy that's outside your business, and get your business to accelerate in speed while you're able to decelerate in your need to be involved in what it is you're doing day to day. All right, see you on the next one.